Welcome back to the 420 Tarot Lounge. My name's Friday, your reader and host, and Prism Walker. So, this session we are going to do my version of the Celtic Cross, and we're going to do a couple of clarifiers. I want to try and do this as quickly as possible, so I'm just going to start laying down the cards, and then we'll come back and have a visit on them. So if you found yourself here, that means our energies have synchronized, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back. I do appreciate each and every viewer, and I am hoping to grow my channel. So if you're not already a subscriber and you're inclined, please hit that subscribe button. So I've already cleared the space and the cards, and I've cut these cards already, and I've cut the cards I'm going to use for clarifiers. So let's go. What Spirit, Source, God, what message or warning, anything that you would like to provide for us today during this session? So we have two cards here. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the High Priestess. That's quite nice. Alrighty. What additional information can you provide for us, Spirit, Source, God? The World. Three of Cups. I've got two here. Queen of Swords and the Sun. There seems to be quite a lot of major arcana coming out in the readings lately. Two cards again. Nine of Cups and Six of Wands. I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm blocking your view with my arm. Okay. Let's see what else we got on the go here, Spirit, Source, God. Two cards again. Three of Swords, Nine of Wands. Two of Wands. Two cards again. Five of Cups and the Hierophant. That is okay, so I'm going to take four more cards. Four more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And we have the Star as the energy for this deck. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Five of Wands. Okay, so let's have a sit. Oops. There seems to be a moment of, I think you're on a little bit of a high, like you're coming off of something that was very positive. You're all pumped. You're pumped. You're in a position where you can decide if this is your trajectory. Like, is this what you want to do all the time? Say, for instance, But you very hopeful, um, very willing, very willing to make something work. You have, I feel like you've put a lot of energy into it. You have, it's almost as though there's been some kind of contract or commitment or something. I can't, how would you describe that feeling? Like you're on that cloud nine kind of feeling. This is what I'm getting here. And you think this is it. This is the way it's going to be. This is, and you are sure of it. You are working towards making it the most fruitful, the most satisfying um, thing. You enjoy doing it. That's for sure. You enjoy doing it. Um, I feel like this is um, a matter of the heart. So this could be a wedding, like you've just gotten married, or shortly after you became married. This is the energy there, because I've got this Ace of Cups here, and I feel like this is like uh, a love connection, I guess, an emotional connection. There's been some kind of shortfall. Something hasn't quite gone the way you anticipated, or I shouldn't say the way you anticipated, because that could mean it even went better. But it's something that you had envisioned it to be here, and it only came up here. Um, so there's going to be a path. There's an you're not the type to give up so easily. Mm. Like I said, you have that pumped up type personality, that pumped up type energy. You're very happy. Um, you can. I can't say. I think at one point you were content, but there's something has changed, and it has something's changed, and it has created some type of friction that even without words, it can be felt. You're very determined to address it. You're very determined to address it, to get um, to the issue. I think that once you get to that issue, you're going to be presented. Once it's just, You're going to be presented with different avenues. I think there's going to be more than one avenue that you're going to be presented with. And I say that because this Five of Cups is like a mourning of something, right? And this Hierophant is the sticking to tradition. And this is where this marriage feeling comes in here. It's this is always what you wanted. Something's happened, and it's kind of it's made it so that it has I want to say that its specialness has diminished. And you're bound and determined to get it back. But the other choice, or the other, so you're bound and determined to get it back, or are you going to throw in the towel? Going to go and find choices elsewhere. So this is be mindful that whatever one of these choices, there's risk. There's risk. So I also I really don't want to put this out there, but I'm going to, because I almost get the feeling that this Seven of Cups is a decoy. And what I mean by that is that you play the devil's advocate and let the other person know that um, that there's a problem, and maybe you need to go elsewhere, or maybe you know what I mean, or maybe they need to go elsewhere, and or maybe not tempt them to that extent, but it's almost like a test. And the if you put your energy towards the test and you have any inkling at all that the other person is going to fail the test, that should tell you right off the hop that you don't have confidence in the relationship. So you're just trying to shift the blame. So yeah. Okay, so my readings are timeless for entertainment purposes only, and I can be brutally honest. And I feel like in this instance I am going to be brutally honest. You can never shift the blame for something that you did, whether it was intentional or not. So this feels like it was one of those fairy tale type weddings or marriage weddings, because a marriage and a wedding are not the same. And in the beginning, it seems as though there was an understanding, that of who would take on what roles and how things would be done. And that seemed like it worked for a bit, but now something's changed. So there might be even an empty nest. Like maybe all your children are now in college, or they've moved out and they've gotten a job and they've moved out, which in this economy I highly doubt, but that's a possibility. um, but something's changed, and I feel as though there's always been an admiration of your relationship and your family. But like I said, something's changed, and it's created a little bit of a downfall in the relationship. There's been friction. There's also been a wanting to fight for it. But it's don't tempt fate. This is what I'm getting here. Don't tempt fate. So this Seven of Pentacles is analyzing kind of what you have, almost like an accounting, right? Analyze what you have, what you need to do to sustain it, and what you need to do to grow it, make it more abundant. In this particular deck, it's almost like a certainty card. And so that's one side of the path. And the other side of the path is all these choices. Instead of reviewing what you have and figuring out how to sustain it, you're going to leave it. Are you going to leave it behind? Or are you going to threaten to leave it behind and tempt fate? So that's what I'm getting there. Because tempting fate may not work in your favor. The it will the certainty. Okay, we're going to get a couple of clarifiers here. I'm going to use the rate. Oh, it's a mouthful for me. Rider Waite Smith deck here, because this tempting fate option. You know that saying, "Be careful what you wish for." I think this is playing here. Be careful what you wish for. Maybe the fairy tale over here isn't what it, now that this event has happened, maybe it's not all what it was cracked up to be. Could be that. Or maybe the other person, I think, all right, I got an out. See ya. Okay, so, and then that's even more devastating. Okay. So what other clarity, insight, inspiration can Spirit Source God provide in this spread? Okay, so that one didn't want to go in. Oh, there's more than one. There's three. So we have Justice, Three of Cups, and the Moon. Okay, so your insight here is it may not, and then the Three of Swords. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if this little upset here is been ongoing for quite some time. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I think if you are a open and honest with yourself and your loved one, there is a possibility that this can be rectified in your favor. I'm going to try and put these down so you can see them. So here I'm seeing that this is like, it went from a marriage of passion and bliss to a marriage of convenience. Now that the kids are off to college or whatever the case is there, they're no longer at home, they're no longer a dependent. It feels like the veil has lifted, and the marriage of convenience is now inconvenient, if I can put it that way. But there is a so this is just clarifying that this is a breakdown. That I'm also don't be again, my readings are timeless and for entertainment purposes only. You can only interpret what the cards are showing me. I did do one earlier that I'm not sure I'm going to post. I didn't even finish the reading on camera. Like I said, don't tempt fate. But if there's a feeling that if there is anything salvageable, the effort may be well worth it. So by being honest and open about the situation and what you think is happening, there may be a new level of respect or a more understanding when it comes to any type of breakdown. So I think in this instance, your insight, advice, enlightenment is that sometimes trying to be a little bit manipulative it tends to come back and bite you in the ass. So there is the opportunity to be honest and open, especially when it comes to, this is a big life thing, like I said, a marriage. Um, so you're in a holding here. So you have the opportunity to build on this if you're honest. If you're manipulative and dishonest, then I think it just goes away. Then the person they're already on the verge of giving up or throwing in the towel, whatever you want to call it. So that's my brutal honesty here. My readings are timeless and for entertainment purposes only. Um, I can only tell you what I'm interpreting in the cards. They look all nice and flashy over here, but then all of a sudden the darkness comes out, right? Um, so we went from the sun to the moon. Again, um, honesty, when it comes to these kinds of things, you're best to be as open and honest as possible because that may be the factor that helps rebuild this, if that's what you want. Again, my name's Friday. This is the 420 Tarot Lounge. Do appreciate each and every viewer, and I do hope that everybody has an awesome rest of their day. I am the Prism Walker. Namaste.